Bro, he turns around to me and he goes, Vince, he goes, you know what I felt like doing? You know what I felt like doing that next day? I felt like showing up at Raw with a gun and just killing everybody. But bro, here's the crazy part. So, bro, this stuff goes down, and it changed the world, right? So a couple things happen, bro. So we're ready to do Raw, and bro, Vince is walking around with a black eye, and bro, the old school, they're ready to sweep this stuff under the rug like it never happened. And I'm sitting in there and I'm listening to all the old timers, the inner circle. And I finally said, are you nuts? Vince McMahon is walking around with a black eye. Right. There is never going to be a story like this again in the history of this company, probably.
Yeah.
And you're going to sweep it. Bro, everything with me was like TV.
Yeah, for sure.
TV. What are you not? What, we're going to ignore this?
Right.
And bro, while I'm saying this, like, I'm looking at Vince and I can tell Vince is like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's where the Vince didn't screw Bret. Bret screwed. That's where that came from. Bro, they were ready to move on to the next thing. And I was like, are you freaking nuts? So that's where that came from. Bro, this was the terrible part. So, bro, that Friday, okay, so this is a Sunday, Friday night, I'm at my house and I get a call from Owen. Vince, bro, he's hysterical. He's hysterical, upset, hysterical. Vince, you gotta call Bret. You gotta call Bret. He's threatening to disown me as a brother if I come back to the company. Vince, you gotta call Bret. Bro, that's not in my place to call Bret. Yeah. So I said, Owen, you gotta call Vince, bro. Like he goes, no, I tried calling Vince. I can't get a hold of Vince. Vince, you need to call Bret, meaning me. Bro, I swear to you, if that were anybody else, I would have said, bro, I can't do that. But it was Owen. Yeah. And he was so emotional and he was so upset. I couldn't get a hold of Vince. He couldn't get a hold of Vince. So, bro, I wound up calling Bret. So, bro, this is 5 days after. 5 days. And I'll never forget, bro, one of the hardest phone calls I ever had. And I said to him, I said, Bret, you will never understand this. I said, but this is why Vince did it. It had nothing to do with him trusting you. It was all about not trusting Eric, the belt at WCW. And I said to him, I said, Bret, I'll be honest with you. I agree with Vince because at the end of the day, he was doing this to protect his company. It was nothing personal about you. And bro, I'll never forget this because this is how upset Bret was. Bro, he turns around to me and he goes, Vince, he goes, you know what I felt like doing? You know what I felt like doing that next day? I felt like showing up at Raw with a gun and just killing everybody. Wow. And when he said that to me, I was like, holy shit, like this has really, really affected him. And bro, I swear I'll never forget the next morning, I had to be at Vince's house. So I had to go to Vince's house on Saturday. And oh, by the way, I spoke to Bret last night. Right. I mean, it was a very, very hard, intense time, bro. Wow, yes. Man. Now, bro, again, I want to say, like, without a shadow of a doubt, everything I told you happened. But bro, it seems like there were times where other people were pitching the same thing. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. Bro, for the longest time in my head, when Rock was Rocky Johnson, Bro, I'm thinking in my head for like at least a couple of months, The Rock.
Oh, when he was rocking my Via?
Yes. And I'm thinking The Rock. But bro, the reason why I never said anything was because I was such a mark for Don Morocco. And he was Don the Rock Morocco. So I never said anything. Bro, then finally we're at a Raw. We're at a Raw, and he's got an in-ring with the Nation and everything else like this. And bro, I'll never forget. I pulled him aside a couple of hours before, and I said, Rock, I want you to try something different tonight. Go into the ring and refer to yourself in the third person. And he goes, what do you mean? Refer to yourself. The Rock says, The Rock thinks, The Rock did this, The Rock. And he looked at me like kind of, you think so? And I was like, yeah, bro, just try it. So, bro, he went out there that night and he did it. And as I watched, I was like, that's it. That's it. That's it. Now, bro, I have heard after that, many years after that, I heard, Bruce Pritchard talk about Jim Ross presenting him that idea, which I had never heard about till years later. But bro, I know Jim Ross. Like, Jim Ross ain't a liar. So Jim Ross was Rocky to The Rock is not rocket science. It's the simplest thing. So I'm sure that JR probably had the same thought I had, and at a different time in a different place presented it to The Rock. I don't doubt that for a second. And then, so I heard years later Cornette saying that he was the one that told Vince about the finish with the sharpshooter and this or that. And I'm like, he didn't suggest that when I was there. I mean, I know I wanted to get home to my wife and my kids. I threw that out there, not thinking in a million years that was going to be the finish. But my point is, like I said, bro, I don't know what happened from that meeting till Sunday. Could Cornette have pitched that again? See, that's the thing, bro. Like, I wasn't around Vince 24/7. So a lot of stuff went on that I wasn't privy to. I can only tell you what my part of it was, and meetings that went on and discussions. Like, bro, I can't tell you the discussions that went on that day. I wasn't privy to any of. I was running around taking care of the rest of the show. I had no idea what Hunter, bro, to this day, I don't know for a fact, was Sean in on it? Was he? I don't know. I wasn't involved in any of that stuff.